when I was coming on the path of Sikhi, that one of the changes we had to make was in our diet. So I prefer to not consume meat, and I wanted to go fully vegetarian. People around me were saying that, no, you can't do that. You're not going to get your source of protein, which is only from meat, from fish, and so on. And it's going to affect your studies. It's going to affect your health, your focus. You can't do that. This is not our lifestyle. And sometimes if we don't have Gurbani or Itihas or Gursikhs around us to guide us, we might fall into that trap. But then I told to myself, no, I don't believe. If Guru Sahib has told us that this is the way, and Gurbani says it as well, how can I listen to what the world says? And interestingly enough, I proved these people wrong by changing my diet completely and realizing that my focus increased, my productivity increased, my health became so much better. And then they realized, you know what, maybe we might have been wrong, because the information that we have been given through social media, movies, advertisement, and that's how we think that diet should be. WhyGuru Ji Ka Khalsa, WhyGuru Ji Ki Fateh Sangat Ji. Welcome to another episode of Sikhan di Bhagat Mala, where we are exploring the Sakya of Gursikhs from the time of Guru Sahib. And in this episode, we are looking at the Sikha from Sultanpur who came to meet Guru Arjan Dev Ji. Now, these Sakya are told by Shahid Pai Mani Singh Ji based on Pai Gurdas Ji's Var number 11. So in today's episode, a group of Sikh from Sultanpur, they came to meet Guru Arjan Dev Ji. Now, interestingly, the whole body speaks about just one single message or one single question that these group of Sikh actually asked. So there's so many Gursikhs, Pai Kalu Ji, Pai Chau, Pamiya Ji, Pai Mullah Ji, and so on. There's many of them. They came to meet Guru Arjan Dev Ji and they said, Ki, hey Sache Parchar Ji, we are actually the Sikh of Guru Amar Das Ji, which means that they have met Guru Amar Das Ji and they became Sikh of Guru Amar Das Ji. So they say, Ki Guru Amar Das Ji gave us a few bachan, a few teachings for us to follow. They said, Ki Tarandi Kirta Karniya, to earn an honest living, to serve the Gursikhs, to have humility in our life, and to have sweet speech. In fact, Guru Sahib also told us to wake up at the last pair of the night, which we call Amrit Vela, and to read Guru Shabad. We do all of these things. The Gursikhs are saying, Ki Maharaj Ji, we do all of these things as told to us by Guru Amar Das Ji, but yet we do not have peace of mind. Matlab, sanu shanti nahi mildi. I'm not feeling peaceful. I still have all these worries, this dukkha, which are inflicting me and affecting my mental state. Why is this happening? Now, Sangaji is very interesting, because if Gursikhs can go through this during the time of Guru Sahib, which means that us facing this issue right now is not alien. Now, many people will come and say, oh, I do 5 Sukhmani Sahib a day. I've been doing Sahaj Path my whole life. I've been going to Gurdwara every day. I do all these things that Guru Sahib tell me to do. But why is my life not changing? Why am I not taking that step towards taking Amrit or taking on the Rahat given by Guru Sahib? Why is my mind still not at peace? Why am I still getting upset or going through all this dukkha? Is it not working? Or am I doing something wrong? So here Guru Arjan Dev Ji is going to tell them why are they not feeling peace, ananda, and why their mind is not at peace despite doing all of these things. So Maharaj says, until you do not forsake Rajasic and Tamasic attributes or habits or nature that we can say, you will not be able to attain peace or feel mental peace, the peace of mind. Now then the Sikh asks, what do you mean by Rajasic and Tamasic attributes or nature? And how do we know what Rajasic attributes are and what Tamasic attributes are? And which one should we actually have in our life to be able to experience peace? So Guru Sahib says, now this is where Guru Sahib is explaining. Interestingly, Sangaji, for the past few episodes, we have been looking through these 3 different energies, Rajo, Tamo and Sato. So Gurbani also says, Namo Rajasang Tamsang Sant Rupe. Guru Gobind Singh Ji in Jap Sahib says it, right? And these are categorized as Tre Guna. Maya de Tre Guna. So Sato means Sattvic, which means the higher, the Uttam, the good ones. And then Rajo means in the middle, nor good, no bad. And then Tamo is the bad one. So Guru Sahib says, those people who commit violence or who have anger issues or have hatred in them towards other people. Now, if you think about it, violence we commit to other people. When we get angry, we are hurting other people. Mara says this then is tamasic nature. Then the second is rajasic. Mara says those who have greed and pride in them. So greed and pride is always for me. Everything is for me, right? I want this, I want this. I am this, I am this. So tamasic is always inflicting pain or hatred or all this negativity towards other people, somebody else, and somebody else gets affected and hurt because of us. Rajasic is inflicting us. So greed and pride is all about me. So Rajasic is that nature. And those who have sweet speech and humility are Sattvic, which means Sattoguni. So then the Sikha asks, how are these three energies evoked? Like, where do they come from and what affects them, right? And how does one person becomes Tamasic or Sattvic or Rajasic? So Guru Sahib then says, so this is where it's very interesting. Sometimes we think that our environment or the food we eat, the people we communicate with, the Sangha that we keep, the social media apps that we have, the people that we follow, the videos that we watch, it doesn't affect us, we know what we're doing. Well, maybe in that moment it doesn't, but what happens is we are taking in all this information and in a long term, they get stored in our mind. Where is information going to go? They need to be stored and they need to be processed. So that happens here in the mind. And then in the long term, this is what the mind is used to. And that is how the mind, whatever we allow into our mind, is going to affect our decision making, affect our bhakti and our relationship with Paramatma. So Maharaj then says, tamasic nature or habit arises from eating stale food, or beha khana jino se kehne, or food that is not healthy for us. It doesn't give us any energy. In fact, it takes energy away from us. Sleeping too much, poor body hygiene, all these kind of things. Our environment is not clean, our body is not clean, the kind of things we do are not clean. So these then makes us drive more towards tamasic energy. Rajasic energy comes from eating a lot of sweet, salty food, food that has a lot of taste in it, sexual pleasure, and speaking highly of our own self. Sattvic qualities, on the other hand, comes from keeping good hygiene, very clean hygiene, so your environment, very simple, very hygienic, and very clean, Something that I really resonate with is that if my home environment, so if you can see now I'm in my house, right? If my home environment, my house is messy or is very dirty, things are just khalara pya hoya, or I don't even know where things are and what things I have in this house, and I just dump everything in, I feel that my mental state is not stable as well. Sometimes I feel that, it's khalara pya hoya. Things that I see outside, sometimes I feel that, if my surrounding, the area around me is not clean, is not suitable for me to work, how am I going to clean this area then? So then sometimes for me to clear my mind or to even restart, I always ensure that the area around me, my home, is clean. So restart in the day and before I sleep, refresh everything so that when I wake up the next morning, I'm starting to a fresh start and fresh home. So Mara says, Sattvic energy comes from good hygiene, personal hygiene, and the area around us as well. Eating good food that gives us energy. So here Guru Sahib speak about eating dala, chaul, khichdi. So interesting, Gurbani says the same thing as well. Kabir khoob khana khichdi, jah mein amrit loon, hera roti karne, gala katawe kaun. So Bhagat Kabir Ji says, what kind of diet should we have? Khoob khana khichdi. Have a lot of khichdi, which means it's combination of like carbohydrates. So you have rice there, you have carbs, then you have your dala, different types of lentils, and that's your source of protein. And then khichdi which is dala which is Sikhi opone, and that's your source of fats. So you get a lot of energy from that. Interestingly, when I was coming on the path of Sikhi, that one of the changes we had to make was in our diet. So I prefer to not consume meat, and I wanted to go fully vegetarian. And the people around me were saying that, no, you can't do that. you're not going to get your source of protein, which is only from meat, from fish, and so on. And it's going to affect your studies. It's going to affect your health, your focus. You can't do that. This is not our lifestyle. And sometimes if we don't have Gurbani or Itihas or Gursikhs around us to guide us, we might fall into that trap. But then I told to myself, no, I don't believe. If Guru Sahib has told us that this is the way, and Gurbani says it as well, how can I listen to what the world says? And interestingly enough, I proved these people wrong by changing my diet completely and realizing that my focus increased, my productivity increased, my health became so much better. And then they realized, you know what, maybe we might have been wrong, because the information that we have been given through social media, movies, advertisement, and that's how we think that diet should be. So anyways, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says, good hygiene, eating good, energetic food, that by us eating light food, energetic food, we are able to, do our daily routines and so on. Less sleep, less eating. Think about it. Sometimes we feel that, I'm so exhausted, I want to have 15 hours of sleep. Only then I'll feel fresh. But then many times what happens is you have a 15-hour sleep and you wake up feeling even tired, even more tired than you were before. So Maharaj says the key to really good, happy life is moderation of everything. Okay? So Guru Sahib then says, this is how you identify and know the nature of these three energies, these three guna. So now Maharaj is tackling the issue of them not understanding and connecting to Gur Shabad. So Maharaj says, if you listen to Gur Shabad and you understand it, and your mind doesn't waver or doubt Gur Shabad, and it's like Gur Kahiya Sakar Kamao, whatever the Guru says, you accept and you practice it, then you are more a sattvic person. Second, if you listen to Gur Shabad and your mind says, Hanji, okay, I accept it, but then it doubts and sometimes it wavers, but iddan vi, but, and so on. Maharaj says, then you're neither here nor there. So this means you're a Rajasic person. Then a third type of people, the Tamasic people, are, you don't understand Gurbani at all. Sometimes you don't even wish to listen to Gur Shabad. You don't understand Gurbani at all. And instead of listening and understanding, you tend to doubt, question, and create doubt not only in your own mind, but in other people as well. Then you're a very Tamasic person. So Maharaj says, how do you obtain Gyan and peace is with single mind, single point mental focus. Ki what ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਚਿੱਤ ਨਾ, ਇੱਕ ਚਿੱਤ ਜਿਨ ਇੱਕ ਛਿਨ ਤੇ ਆਇਓ, ਕਾਲ ਫਾਸ ਕੇ बीच ना आयो. Guru Sahib says, एक चित्त, with one single consciousness, जिन एक छिन ते आओ, for even a blink of an eye, even a moment, if you tiona, you focus and you meditate, काल फास के बीच ना आयो, you will never be affected by Kal, which is death and time as well. So now Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj then looks at each one of the Sikh and now directly giving bachan to them. So Maharaj says to Paitaro Ji, they are warriors, they are surme who win the battles fought on physical battleground, battlefields. And then there are those warriors who fight the mental battle, which many of us do. Now, those who win a physical battle, the world, the Taddi Jatha, the ballad singers that we call them, or Taddi Varan de vich, they sing the praises of these warriors. Like how we have Taddi Vara as well, where our Jatha, the Taddi Jatha, they'll sing the praises of all the Surme, the Shaheed Singhs and Singhniya of our Pantha. But whereas those who win the battle of the mind, who sing their praises, the saints will tell their stories to the world and sing their praises. So Guru Arjan Dev Ji now looks at Bhai Sai Datta Ji and says, Bhai Sai Datta Ji, Sant kaun honde ne? Why is Guru Sahib focusing on these people? Is because as Guru Arjan Dev Ji is talking, they must have had questions in their mind. So Guru Sahib is now addressing each question. Bhai Sai Datta Ji, Sant kaun honde ne? Maybe they ask this question in their mind, who is a saint? And Guru Sahib says, Sant o honde ne, saints are those who have control over the 5 senses. Panja Indriya nu vas kar liya. So Bhai Tulsa Ji, then Guru Sahib looks at Bhai Tulsa Ji and answers their question that they had in the mind. Bhai Tulsa Ji, Bhagat o hunde ne. Bhagats are those who have never wasted a single breath without the remembrance of God. So Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj looks at everybody and says, all of you must adopt sattvic attributes and virtues. Forsake the rajasic attributes and tamasic attributes. Your lifestyle must change. Your kind of sangha that you keep must change. The words you speak, the food you eat, the clothing that you wear. And you'll be like, wait, how can food and clothing and food, words that we speak, things that we do around us affect our mind? And Maharaj says, Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Baba hor khana khushi khuar, jit khade tan pidiye man meh chale vikar. Look at that. Maharaj says, hor khana khushi khuar. By eating this different kind of food, hor means something that is not even prescribed, not told to us by our Guru. Horna de dujje paase jana, khushi khuar. Jit khade tan pidiye, the body becomes inflicted with pain. Man meh chale vikar, and vikar, then all the panch chor then now starts to inflict the mind. Baba hor penna khushi khuar, clothes jit pede tan pidiye man meh chale vikar. Look at that, है Baba hor chadana khushi khuar, talking about our transportation as well. So read that Shabad, then you will understand that things that we do will affect our mental state as well. So Maharaj says, Maya has entrapped the world in attachment, but Guru de Sikh, because they are sattvic, they have sattvic virtues, good, sato guni ne, they are never affected by Maya. They will wake up and meditate and experience peace. So now Guru Sahib looks at the whole Sultanpur Sangat and give them a bachan. Maharaj says, if there is anyone in your town who lacks food, shelter, clothing, and if you have the means to fulfill their needs, please do so. Otherwise, if you don't have the means to fulfill their needs, then all of you should come together and do an ardas ki, hey Maharaj, please help this person in need. Maharaj says, Sad Sangat ke asre prabh syo rang lai, which is Sangat har prabh vasai jiyo. The guna of a Sangat is so great that Sad Sangat is even greater than Indra Devta as well. That Sat Sangat is even greater than the place of Indrapuri, which is where Indra Devta lives and stays. The blessing that is showered in Sat Sangat, in Sad Sangat, is greater and even more than the blessings you will get anywhere else. So Maharaj then tells to them, come to the Dharamsala, which is a Gurdwara, twice a day, 3 times a day, and make sure you come into Sangat as much as you can. Come especially during Vaisakhi and during Diwali. And then take Ishnan at Amritsar Sarovar. So by this time, Amritsar Sarovar, Ramsar, all these Panch Sarovar have been created, and come and have Guru's Darshan on the day of Gurpurab. So we have Vaisakhi and Diwali and so on. Then Maharaj give bachan and blessings. Maharaj says, Sultanpur is the abode, is the place of all my beloved Gursikhs. So this is Sakhi of this body. And Sangatji, there's so much to learn. How our lifestyle can affect on how we have peace. We can't say, Ki, I want peace, but I want to do all the bad things that are prohibited or Guru Sahib has told us not to do. And I don't even want to do the things that Guru Sahib has told me to do. So our lifestyle need to change. How we speak, the Sangat that we keep, the food that we eat, the words that we speak. Our lifestyle must change, and then when we do bhakti and when we meditate, when we read Gurbani, then you will start to feel the ananda, the rasa, the peace within you very fast. So Maharaj Kirpa Karan, we'll see you in the next episode. Pula Chuka Nikima, WhyGuru Ji Ka Khalsa, WhyGuru Ji Ki Fateh.